What is up, YouTube? This is Nanashi with a brand new deck profile video. This time I'll be showing you the changes and updates to my Fire King deck. Fire Kings on their own are an interesting system of self-destruction looping that gives themselves an immense amount of power despite there only being a handful of monsters in the archetype. But we got a bunch of new fire attribute link monsters that just make this deck so much better. Let me show you what I got. Starting off with the monster lineup, we have a pair of Fire King Avatar Garunix. I'm going to save you a bunch of time and tell you that the majority of the low-level Fire King monsters share one common effect. If a Fire King monster you control on the field is destroyed by a card effect, you can special summon it from your hand. The only exception, of course, being Arfada, but I'll get to that. Now, Garunix's unique effect says that if it's destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the grave, you can special summon a Fire King Avatar from your deck. We also have a play set of Coach Soldier Wolfbark, one of the most integral playmakers to this deck. Once per turn, he can target a Fire Beast Warrior monster in your graveyard, level 4, and special summon it in defense mode with its effects on the field negated. Now, Fire King Arvada is a very unique member of the Fire King army. His ability is that once per turn while he's face up, if a monster effect is activated, you can destroy another fire monster in your hand or on your field and negate it. And if he himself is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target any Fire Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast in your graveyard and special summon it to the field with its effects negated, but it's destroyed during the end phase. Next up we have Fire King Avatar Barong. His effect is that if he's destroyed and sent to the graveyard by a card effect, then during your next standby phase, if he's still there, you can search any Fire King card from your deck to your hand. And then we have a playset of Fire King Avatar Yaksha. If he himself is destroyed and sent to the graveyard by any means, you can destroy a card in your hand or that you control. Obviously, it's not going to be the most useful effect, which is why he's better off being a material monster, but his effect does come into play if you need to get the boss monster, Fire King High Avatar Garunix, out of your hand. If he's destroyed by card effect, then during the next standby phase, if he's still in the graveyard, you can special summon him back and destroy all other monsters on the field. But if he's destroyed by battle, you can special summon any of the other Fire King Avatar monsters from your deck. Next, we move into the large variety of spell cards. First up, we have a pair of Circle of the Fire King. You target a fire monster you control and a fire monster in the graveyard. You destroy the one on the field and special summon the one from the graveyard. Obviously, this ignites a lot of the Fire King effects, and with it being searchable by Barong and a quick play spell, that means this card has incredible utility. We also have one Dark Hole, both because your own field being nuked benefits this deck immensely, and I still can't afford Raigeki at this time. A playset of Fire Formation Tenki. Searches any level 4 or lower Beast Warrior from your deck to your hand and gives them all 100 extra attack points as long as it's face up. Also one Fire Formation Tensu. Just like Tenki, it gives an extra 100 attack points, but this one has a hard once per turn effect that you can normal summon a level 4 or lower Beast Warrior from your hand. There's also the playset of Fire King Island, arguably the most important search card right underneath Barong, or possibly above it depending on your opinion. If this card on the field is destroyed or banished, then you destroy all monsters you control, which is obviously both a good and bad thing. But once per turn, you have the option of either destroying a monster in your hand or on your field and adding a Fire King monster from your deck to your hand, or if you control no monsters, you can special summon a Fire Winged Beast from your hand. We also have one Monster Reborn, and I am so glad it's still in the game right now. 2 MST, because you don't want to discard with this deck, so Twin Twisters isn't really a good idea, and I still don't have the money to afford the more powerful versions of this card. A playset of Onslaught of the Fire Kings. If your opponent controls a monster and you don't, this card special summons any Fire Beast, Winged Beast, or Beast Warrior from your deck, but their effects are negated and is destroyed during the end of the turn. Then Rekindling, arguably the most powerful spell in the deck. You take any number of fire monsters in your graveyard that have 200 defense and special summon them. And all 3 of the 4-star Fire King monsters have 200 defense, so that gives you immediate resource plays. And then finally we have a playset of Terraforming. I go back and forth between 2 or 3 at this card, but the field spell is very important to the deck to be able to function. It's not like the deck can't function without it, but it's a lot easier to function with it. Now I've reduced the trap lineup in this deck down to 1 Solemn Warning and 2 Torrential Tribute, both because too many traps actually derails this deck, and I found that out the hard way, and the reason I'm using Torrential Tribute over Bottomless Trap Hole like I normally would is because nuking my own board gives me just as much benefit as nuking my opponent's, if not more. All depends on what I have. Next we move into the side deck. Starting with the extra copy of Fire King Avatar Garunix, 1 copy of Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys, basically the spell trap counterpart to Fire King High Avatar Garunix, except it only special summons itself during your own standby phase, so I'm always iffy as to whether or not this card's really worth it, especially since I value the field spell. A spare Circle of the Fire Kings, 2 Fire Formation Gyoko, locks a set spell trap face down as long as it's active, and of course gives an extra 100 attack points. Spare copy of MST, 1 copy of Blazing Mirror Force, there's the double bottomless in case I change my mind, 1 copy of Compulsory obviously, double Fiendish Chain, I need some negation that might not be Arvada, and triple Gozen Match, a tech card that I'm putting in all of my attribute-based decks now to give them a little bit more oomph against decks that happen to have multi-attribute that I have difficulty with. Each player is only locked into being able to control 1 attribute of monster at a time, and each player sends monsters they control to the graveyard until they only control 1 attribute. And now we finish up with the almost completely filled extra deck. First off, we have a Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Lion Emperor. And I'll be honest, he's the main reason I put the little Garunixes back in. His effect is actually really good. He detaches some material to target a fire monster in the grave and put it back in your hand, but you can't use it for the rest of the turn. Which is completely fair, because usually this is going to be a main phase 2 card anyways, unless you're really hurting for that card. We also have triple Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger King. Upon its summon, it plays a Fire Formation spell trap straight from your deck face down. Once per turn, you can detach a material from it to negate the effects of anything currently face up monster-wise that is not a Beast Warrior, and if it's sent from the field to the grave, while there's 3 Fire Formation cards face up on the field, you can special summon 2 Beast Warrior monsters with the same attack in defense mode from your deck, by also sending those 3 spell traps to the graveyard. I still run the 2 Crooked Cook, even though I'm finding him a lot less useful than I initially expected. While you control no other cards on the field, he's unaffected by any other card effects. During either player's turn, you can detach a material and destroy all other cards you control, and he gains 300 attack until the end phase for each monster destroyed by this effect and sent to the graveyard. Still running the extra copy of Coach King Giant Trainer right now. He's nearly impossible to summon in the deck at the moment, especially since I took the Synchros out, but I still hold on to him in the event that I might need him. He takes 3 level 8s, and you can detach 1 material to draw a card and reveal it, then if it was a monster, your opponent takes 800 damage. And you cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this effect, and you can only use its effect up to 3 times in a turn, which is odd, but appreciated, because A, that means you're doing anywhere from 8 to 2400 damage, and B, that means you're refilling your hand for up to 1 to 3 cards. Then we get to some of the new cards. A playset of Dual Little Chimera, who is surprisingly not used as much as I thought I would, because with him being a beast, he kinda interferes with Tiger King. All fire monsters gain 500 attack, all water monsters lose 400 attack, and if he's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target a fire monster in your grave and put it back in your hand. Now, the main link I use more than anything is, surprisingly enough, Firefighting Darumadal. Not a fan of the name change, but it doesn't change the fact that it's a kick-ass card. Gains 100 attack for each beast, beast warrior, and winged beast on the field. Once per turn, you can target a spell trap on each side of the field and destroy them, which means you have extra use out of your Fire Formation spell traps, or your extra copies of Terraforming. And if he destroys an opponent's monster by battle, which is rare but does happen, you can target one of your beast, beast warrior, or winged beast monsters in the grave, or it has vanished, and put it in your hand. And that is the deck. There hasn't been a tremendous number of changes, and that's because there really doesn't need to be. Fire Kings as an archetype may be slow initially, but if you give them a chance to get their systems going, they can just keep going on and on, especially that continuous destruction loop, which is arguably the way that I win most of my games. Still, I can understand some people thinking that this deck has slowed down, or that it's not as good as it used to be, and it's true, but I think this deck is still fantastic, and with only minimal text does this deck need to operate, and I have so much fun playing it. I thank you guys for watching the video, and if you can think of any way I can improve this all-fire deck, feel free to let me know. But in the meantime, this has been Nanashi, signing out.